All right, welcome to Mastering the Moment. All right, I'm excited for this course. This one's going to be great. So, I got everything written out. I'm just going to start working through it all. So, the importance of the present moment. Uh, this course is amazing. This course is so good. I'm excited. If you can't tell, I'm wicked excited for you guys. So, in this course, I will be covering everything from the power of the present moment to how to actually get into the present moment, to what the point of being in the present moment is. And I'm also going to be going over all of my favorite techniques and practices to do within the present moment that will help to boost your productivity, that will help to boost your self-improvement, will help you to push you towards your goals. So let's get into it. This course is going to be amazing. This course is going to be great. For anybody sitting here watching through it, you are a lucky individual because this course will absolutely change your life. So let's get into it. This video is the first video, the first module. The first module is the power of the present moment. And this video is the only point in time. So, the only point in time, right? I love that name. I love that title because it perfectly represents what the present moment is, right? The present moment is the only point in time. I was just having a conversation with one of my clients, and he mentioned how he was talking about past lives, basically, and he connected the fact that these past lives were actually just still happening right now because all of them are kind of conjoined into one. But our human brain isn't actually meant to conceptualize the fact that all of the moments past are the current moment, right? Are within the current moment at least, right? So all moments that have passed, all moments that are to come are actually just held within this one moment, this present moment, right here, right now. And so the only thing we really need to do is get into this moment, get fully into this moment, fully into this present experience. And that is how we will make the most progress. That is how we will get the farthest, right? That is how we will have the best and most fullest of experiences, is by being in that present moment, being in that current state, right? So, there is no future and there is no past, and I will explain this. So the past itself is actually just your brain, the images that your brain has gathered, the memories that your brain has gathered from past present moments, right? So right now I'm in the present moment. In 5 minutes, this moment will be a memory. It will just be electrons floating around in my brain, right? So it is not real, it is not here, it is not tangible. The present moment has not changed. So 5 minutes from now, my present moment is the moment that I'm currently in. I can think about the past, and I can bring the past into the present by doing so, but I'm still only experiencing it in the present moment. I'm only experiencing that memory in the present moment. And I'm also only experiencing the past as a memory, right? It isn't a actual tangible thing, a tangible item that I can physically see or physically touch or hold, right? So there's no past, but there also is no future. Why? Because the future, we will only ever experience the future as a present moment, right? The future, when we actually get there, it'll be our present moment. It will be our present experience. And so it's still just each moment, this present moment, this current moment is everything. The future, for example, is just our brain's conceptualization of what will happen next, our brain's prediction of what will happen next, based off of the past, based off of memories, right? Based off of what has already happened. So the mind's way of taking us out of this moment, right? This is the mind's way of taking us out of this moment, is by thinking about the future, or thinking about the past, right? Past, rather. Or thinking about things within the present moment, right? I can sit here and I can be present with this video. I can record this video. Or I can think about being here recording this video. These would be two very different things right now, right? I would not be sitting here fully explaining my point, fully explaining this video, fully teaching you guys the information if I was sitting around thinking about doing exactly this, right? So the mind pulls us out of the present moment. It pulls us out of the current reality that we're experiencing by thinking about it, right? By thinking about the moment, by thinking about the past, by thinking about the future, by trying to predict the future, right? By trying to warn you about what not to do next based off of the past, And so the next thing I want to talk about is for anybody who's trying to like change their timeline or change themselves or like get to their highest timeline, right? The thing is, your current timeline, your current experience, your current present moment already contains everything that you need to reach your highest timeline, right? So what I have written is that it holds the keys to your highest timeline. This current timeline, this reality you are currently experiencing right now, and you may be sitting there like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have this, I have that, I have this and the third, right? This current moment, this present experience that you're having right now holds the keys to your highest timeline. How? Why? And I will get into deep into detail about how to actually do this later in the course. But why? How? How does this make sense? Well, basically, the present moment contains everything that you could ever possibly need in order to create your ideal outcome. What do I mean by this? So, if your ideal outcome is a certain amount of money, or it's a certain goal, or it's to leave a situation, or it's to do this, that, and the third, right? Whatever the goal is, you have an opportunity, even if it is small, tiny, 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 right? It can be the tiniest of opportunities, but you have an opportunity to do something, to take an action towards that timeline, towards that higher self. And it may seem so insignificant that it's not even worth doing it, but it is the thing that will catapult you into that timeline. And what is my example of this? So for me personally, I was in a very, very bad place in my life when I started on YouTube, right? I was in a very shit place in my life. Not like the worst that it's been, but I was very depressed because I knew I should have been making more progress, and I knew I needed to be doing more, right? But I wasn't. And so what I did was I looked at, well, where do I actually want to go, right? I want to make money. I want to do YouTube, but I'm scared of this, that, and the third, and it's beyond me, right? I'm just not ready for it. I'm not that guy, or whatever the fuck I was thinking back then. It probably wasn't that literal, but just generally I was in the belief that I couldn't do it because I wasn't quite ready, right? So what did I do instead? I fasted, and on that fast, I told myself, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. And I did it. And I made a YouTube video, and I uploaded it, and you can go on my channel and you can see it still. It's up there. It's my first video, right? But what that did was it catapulted me into a completely different timeline. It completely changed everything about my entire life, right? It unlocked an entire new world, an entire new timeline. And this isn't even my ideal timeline yet, right? I'm still working to get to the real ideal timeline. But this one that I've now entered into was caused by that one action. It catapulted me into this new timeline. And then there are another set of actions that will catapult me into the next, and then the next, and then the next. And in each and every moment, we have the choice between actions, between thoughts, and between energies and emotions, right? We have the choice, the option to choose positive emotions, positive actions, right? Positive thoughts, or negative. And we have that choice. And that choice will determine what state of energy that we are, that we contain, and that state of energy that we contain, that vibration, will reflect itself as our timeline, as our current moment, right? As our reality. So basically, all you actually need to do is observe, where do you want to go, who do you want to be, what do you want to do, and then do it, right? And it's that simple. But the human mind, the human ego, the human brain will make it sound like it's not that simple. Will make it sound like it's more complicated than it is. Why? Because we don't want to change. It is not that you can't do something. It is not that you can't be somebody. It is that you won't. It is that you refuse to do the actions, take the necessary steps to reach that next level, whatever that is for you, right? So, like, even for me, like, I can think about my highest timeline. I can see it. I can picture it. I can embody that state of energy, but I'm more comfortable in my current one, right? I want to return back to my current one, right? And so you have to fight that constantly. That is the battle of being a human, is basically fighting against the grain, fighting against the flow of energy, the flow of life, right? The flow, the current because that current, that flow is leading us towards a waterfall, or you could just say death, right? So we want to work against this grain as much as possible, work against this friction as much as possible. That's the purpose of life, right? We are the conscious element, and so we have to work through the process of living, of being alive, right? Instead of becoming consumed by it. So that's this first video, the only point in time. I'll see you guys in the next one where I explain what presence really is. Peace. All right, so the second video of the first module. This video is what is presence? So what is presence? My answer to this question is it's very difficult for me to answer that question. Why? Because presence itself, for me to explain what presence feels like, would be for me to say this is presence. It just feels like you're here. It just feels like you're there, like you're actually here and now, right? It's hard to like what? Like, huh? So for me to explain what presence feels like, I'm actually going to tell you to do something instead. Not so much do something, but be something, I guess, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to basically observe the thoughts that you're having right now. Observe those thoughts really quick. Just observe them. Watch them. Let them flow, but just observe them for a second. So the state that you've just entered by doing that, by observing your thoughts, is the state of being. This is what I'm referring to when I'm saying the state of being, right? It is being. It is the innermost. It is the soul. It is you could call it God if you want, but it is the innermost. It is your innermost self, right? This is your being, right? This is your true identity. This is who you truly are, is this being, right? Is this consciousness. So by entering the state of being, by observing thoughts, you can now observe what it feels like to be in the present moment, what it feels like to really be here and now, right? So by now entering this state willingly, by actually doing the thing, which is just to observe your thoughts, right? You have now entered the state of being. You now have the ability to enter the state whenever you want. It will be difficult for you at first because it will take a lot of time and a lot of practice to both do it and maintain it, but it will be very, very beneficial for you to do so. And the reason it's so profound, the reason it's so powerful, right? The reason the state is so important, the reason it will serve you at such a high level, and why I'm making this course in the first place, is because the present moment is everything, right? All of self-improvement is within the present moment. All of the rewards we want are within the present moment. The timelines that we want to go on or get to are in the present moment. The egos that we need to work with and dissolve, the positive egos that we actually want to adopt, right? They're all within the present moment. And I could use a different word than ego, right? I could use, like for positive egos are just the state of identity and the state of self that represents or reflects the actual innermost, the soul, right? And so this is actually a state of oneness with yourself and with the world around you, rather than a state of separation, which is normally associated with ego. When I say negative ego, I'm referring to the typical view of ego, right? So what ego would be considered by most people. Ego itself is just the structure, the framework within our mind that creates basically who we are and the experience that we have around us. So to have no ego would be to not be human. So instead of trying to get rid of all ego, it's basically we're trying to create one perfect ego, essentially. We're breaking down, destroying, getting rid of all of the false ones so that we can create one perfect ego. A little bit off topic, but I thought that was important. So basically all of the egos that we're working with, everything else that we need to work with is already here within the present moment. It is already right in front of you. It is already right there. If it is not a physical thing, like for me, my laptop is literally in front of me, so I literally have everything I need to work, right? If it's not physically in front of you, it is inside of you somewhere, right? It is there. You just have to find it. You have to be willing to look. You have to be willing to dig, right? If you have this desire, this burning desire to do something, there it is. You don't need anything more than that desire, right? Just follow it. Just go with it. You don't have to have the thing that you're desiring right now Just flow with it, flow with the energy and go with it, and actually move towards your end goal, move towards your desired outcome, and eventually you'll get there. Eventually you'll actually reach the outcome. But within the present moment, you have the thing that you need in order to get there, whether it's just the desire for it, whether it is the tools, the actual physical, tangible tools that you need in order to do the thing, right? Whether it is an opportunity that comes up, whether it's a person, right? No matter what it is there. You just have to be willing to look, right? You have to be willing to break down all of your preconceived notions of what it's going to be, what it's going to look like, and just go with it, right? Set your intention and just go with the moment, go with the flow, right? God is not against you. If you set your intention and you actually move forward, if you set your intention, you actually take the steps forward, you can do and achieve whatever you want. You can achieve anything that you want, anything that you set out for. And second, the state of presence, the state of being, this is our actual optimum state. If you look into flow state is considered to be the optimal state of a human, right? The human being is meant to be in a flow state, right? This is our peak state, right? Our peak state of being is a flow state. What is a flow state? A flow state is a state of no thought, full immersion into the task at hand, right? So this dissolves any separation, right? This dissolves any thoughts, anything blocking us from being fully here, right? And it creates a state where we are able to just flow, just do the work and get the work done with absolutely no resistance whatsoever. And this state is a state of being, right? It is a state of actually being, it's presence, it's being so fully in the moment that everything else dissolves away. This is what we're looking to achieve, but in all points of our day, right? Throughout the entire day. Right? So that's what is presence. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Peace. So, video 3 of module 1. So, this video is creating the future from the present moment. So this is basically the first real technique, right? Like the first thing you can actually apply and go and do, right? So this is basically a manifestation technique, but a real one. Okay, so I'll discuss what I mean by false manifestation, and then we'll get into the actual teaching here. So manifestation is typically seen to be, not always, most people are aware of the fact that it's not this simple, but in most cases, people actually think that manifestation is thinking about an outcome and then the outcome just kind of spawns in your lap, right? That's not how it works. So this right here, what I'm going to talk about, this teaching right here, is how you actually manifest, basically. So creating the future from the present. So first thing you have to do is you actually have to dial into the present moment, right? If you're not in the present moment, you can't apply this because it's a presence-based technique. And don't worry, I'm not going to cook you guys. I have the how to get present module coming up. So this course is full of everything that you'll need, but this is just a quick process that you can bring yourself through in order to create a certain outcome that you're looking for. So first things first, what you want to do is you want to basically dial into the present moment, right? You have to actually get into the present moment. So what does this mean? How do you dial into the present moment? Basically, what I talked about in the last video, you can go back and watch that if you haven't. But if you just observe your thoughts and you get into that state of being, right, you can observe the thoughts first, but then at your actual reality, your present moment, your current timeline, right? And then once you're there, you can start to move forward. So if you're not there yet, what you can actually do is you can start meditating. And if you meditate for about 2 weeks to 4 weeks, you should be able to do this by that point. So if you've never meditated before, if you need to meditate first, do that first, right? So train yourself, practice, get to the point where you can be present, and then you can try to apply this technique. So if you aren't there yet, you don't have to watch this video. You can move forward to future modules. I would start with the mindfulness module. Should be the one to cover everything that you'll need for actually getting yourself into a meditation routine and then actually becoming present, right? So once you have a level of presence, what you can do with that is you can be in the moment, be present, be here, be now, be out of thoughts. And then what you'll do is you'll set your intention. So very clearly state your intention either out loud, write it down on paper, or you can think about it if you know how to basically I can explain it briefly, but if you know how to think over thoughts. So basically, some of your thoughts come from unconsciousness. Some of your thoughts come from energies that are residing within your psyche. Certain thoughts, and you'll know the ones that I'm talking about, but certain thoughts actually come from you, come from your innermost, come from your being, right? So if you know how to state a thought from the being or from the soul, right? So if you know how to basically implant a thought into the mind from the being, then you can do this as well. So you can think it out loud, basically, like thinking out loud in your head. But it will be a very strong thought. It will be a very intentional thought. It will be a very potent feeling thought that will affect the rest of your thoughts is the goal here. So you can either do it that way, or saying it out loud is typically the easiest way, or writing it down, one of those two. So saying it out loud or writing it down. But once you have set your intention, you've put that intention out there, what will happen next is basically you have to flow within the moment. So you have to just go with the flow, right? Forget about it, leave it alone, go with the flow. I mean, don't forget about it, hold your intention, but let it go, and then just kind of move on with your day, right? Flow with the moment. And what will typically happen is you will have an opportunity to look for and actually find something to do related to the goal that you have. So you will find something that you can do that is related to the specific goal that you have. And then once you have done that, once you are doing that, what will happen is you will basically be faced with an ordeal, right? So you find whatever it is that aligns with the intention you set. Start working towards it. Maybe it's a challenge. Maybe it's an item that is related to the goal. Maybe it is a person, right? Whatever it is, find that thing, go towards that thing, flow with the moment, right? So something might not come to you. It might be thoughts that you're having, right? There's always going to be something in the moment that is bringing you to that intention, right? And so you basically hold the intention and follow the energy and flow with it. So while you're flowing with it, while you're following it, an ordeal will come up. What is an ordeal? An ordeal is a specific challenge that will basically prove, it is a test to prove whether or not you're ready, right? So the ordeal can manifest as a challenge in your business. It can manifest as a bad shot if you're a soccer player, or it can manifest as whatever, right? It's dependent on you as a person. But you will have a specific ordeal that is meant to challenge you, that is meant to force you to overcome a part of yourself. And that specific part of yourself is related to why you can't move forward, right? So if you just go with it, flow with it, and then overcome the ordeal that comes up, you will transform yourself in such a way that you align with the goal. And then you can start to move closer to the goal. And you can start to actually move towards the goal. But what will happen if you ignore these ordeals, if you are just fuck that challenge, I don't want to deal with that, I just want this thing, right? What you are showing God or your higher power is that you don't believe in yourself and you aren't capable or ready to do what is necessary in order to get to this goal. And so you will continue to be stuck where you are. So if you want to actually move forward, what you have to do is face that ordeal. You have to face the ordeal as it is, right? You do not run away from the ordeals. You have to actually accept them and you have to face them. And so basically what you need to do is you have to follow the energy. So feel into the energy and then find the thing that aligns. So I have ordeals and where to find them here. So you find them in the moment. You find them as you go with the flow and in your present moment, but holding that intention in mind, right? Keeping that intention in mind, keeping that energy of that intention within you, and that alignment will allow you to continue to move towards, magnetize the experiences to yourself that will actually become these ordeals, right? So where to find them is really just aligning within so that they come to you, really. They will come to you. So that's that. And then once you overcome it, then you will actually start to move towards your goal, right? And then each moment you will have a new ordeal. Each moment you will have a new challenge, a new thing to face, a new thing to deal with in order to get closer to your goal, in order to transform yourself into the highest possible version. That is the purpose of these ordeals, is to transform you. It is showing you yourself. It is showing you who you are, right? one problem that can come up is if you blame ordeals on a situation or a person. I don't care what the ordeal is. It could literally be another person in your face telling you aren't good enough, right? I will sit here and still tell you that it is you. It is showing you yourself. This ordeal is showing you you. It is showing you your own self-doubts. It is not showing you this person and their self-doubts or their doubts about you. Rather, it is simply just showing you yourself. It is showing you who you are. It is showing you your own flaws, your own mistakes, your own challenges, your own limiting beliefs, right? Your own egos. And the purpose of this is to overcome these, beat the ordeal, and to become a better version of yourself, to transform yourself into a higher version, and that higher version is capable of going after your goal. Does this make sense? Yeah, so that's all I have. If you guys have questions about this one specifically, DM me and I'll guide you guys through the process. I'll help you guys with that. So yeah, that's it from me. Peace. All right, welcome to the last video of the third module, the greatest gift, the present. So a little play on words, but this video is basically, this is no like real value. This is no like techniques. This is no nothing. This is basically just a rant about how amazing the present moment is. So if you're looking for specific techniques and strategies, you can ignore this video. But it is a very important point to look at and observe how valuable the present moment is. Because if we can't be grateful for the moment, if we can't be grateful within this moment, we cannot really utilize any of these techniques. So yes, skip it if you're only here for the techniques, but really don't skip it because it is really valuable to see how important the present moment is. So, God's gift of the present moment. This moment, every moment that we have is God's gift to us, right? What is this gift? This gift is the ability to experience. This gift is the ability to choose our experience, right? Because we both have awareness, self-awareness, consciousness. We have the ability to observe, to see, to decide. And we also have the ability to experience. We have the ability to be here in this moment, in this present reality, right? And so these two things combined give us the ability to A, experience life, but B, create our own experience of life, right? And so this is a very beautiful gift because we have the full ability, right, fully within our grasp to create any experience that we want, to live any reality that we want. So what do most of us do with this gift? What do most of us do with this gift of the present moment? We throw it away. We throw it away by avoiding it. We throw it away by avoiding it with our phones, with our technology, with our distractions, with our thoughts, with our egos that talk over the present moment, right? That talk over God, that talk over our true being trying to guide us, right? Talks over the present moment, talks over these guidance, right? So we waste it. We throw it away. But this gift itself is the greatest gift. And the reason why it's the greatest gift is because everything that we are struggling with, all of the things that we face on a day-to-day basis that we consider to be suffering, is actually just our fault. Funny enough, that is why it's such a beautiful gift. Because all of it is completely under our control. All of it, every single aspect of it. Human beings, as we are, only suffer because of the way we are, because of the way we choose to be. But if we could utilize this gift to its fullest, if we could actually express this gift in its fullest light, we would actually be able to experience life in its fullest light. We would be able to beat suffering, defeat suffering completely, and actually experience bliss, experience growth as a feeling of empowerment rather than death and dying and decay, right? The only reason that we are feeling like we're dying, feeling like that we're decaying while doing this is because we identify with the egos. We identify with the thoughts. We identify with the things that go against our present moment and our actual reality, right? The actual reality of who we are and what we are experiencing, both of which are clouded by ego and thought. So how can you use this gift, right? how can you actually go about utilizing this gift to its fullest? The first thing is actually just taking it and experiencing it, right? Experience the present moment. Be here right now. Watch this video with all of your attention, right? Completely and utterly focus on this video and this task right now. If this video isn't what you want to be focusing on, though, turn off the video and completely and utterly focus on that thing, right? Completely and utterly just be present with yourself. After this video, before you start another one, whether it's my video or it's somebody else's, take a moment. Take a moment and just be with yourself, right? Just be present with yourself. Be appreciative of the fact that you have this ability to be in this moment, to be present right now, to be here right now, right? Be grateful for it. That's the first step. The second step is to actually take your experiences and overcome yourself within them. That's all they are. All of your suffering, all of your pain, all of your challenges, they're all just an opportunity for you to overcome yourself and become a better version. And the value of your current reality is actually more. It is higher than the value of the vision you have, right? Because the vision you have is limited to what you have envisioned, right? This moment, this present moment is unlimited. There are endless possibilities, endless timelines that you can enter within this present moment. And so the value of the present moment is everything. It is everything. Everything that you have ever wanted to experience, everything you've ever wanted to have, everything you've ever wanted to do, you have it available to you. You have access to it. But you stop yourself from going and doing it, right? You stop yourself. It isn't the fact that it isn't available to you. If you were really, truly present, you wouldn't be able to help but see all of the opportunities available for you to grow. All of the available opportunities for you to get exactly what you envision. But you're too stuck in your head to actually experience that, and that's the problem. This is the purpose of this course. And now I'm introducing you guys into the rest of the modules, because this is what I'm here to teach you. I am here to teach you to pull yourself back out of your mind and into this present moment, to fully experience this gift. That's all I have for you guys. Peace.